I would say that a 21st century search system doesn't look like a search system at all. I think the most interesting part about where search is headed is that it will become more ambient, more transparent. I think in even, I don't know, 5 years, 10 years, sometime in the future, this notion of saying, I'm going to go search for that, I'm going to go search that, I'm going to go Google that, I'm going to go Bing that, will sound as outmoded as someone saying, I'm going to go get online. In the old days of before broadband internet was broadly distributed and before we had wireless access everywhere, you would have to consciously say to yourself, I'm going to go dial up to AOL, CompuServe, one of these old services, and get online. You had to stop your train of thought, interrupt your task, and do that. And search is kind of the same way today. When you think about it, if you're in the middle of something else and you want to figure out the ratings for a particular restaurant that your Uber is going to take you to, you have to switch apps and go to a search app and punch it in, and that's very disruptive. Where we're seeing now search heading is it's becoming more interwoven throughout all the different experiences. So as you are engaging in experiences anywhere, search should simply become relevant and become part of that experience that you're engaging with. So that's the first thing I think is you're going to see search as this construct begin to blend into the fabric of what you're doing. Search will also, however, stop just simply being an index. We're already seeing in many cases today search creating knowledge, synthesizing knowledge, and that's a pretty exciting thing. Traditionally, search has been all about finding something somebody has written or published or whatnot, indexing that and retrieving it when someone asks a question pertaining to it. Because of the work that all these companies have done over the last 15 years, the ability for search to physically understand the world in which it lives has been boosted dramatically, meaning that search now has the ability to process the world, not just index, but make sense of all these things, make sense of who I am, make sense of who I know, make sense of what I like, and create content about me, about the world, in ways that just didn't exist. And so it's really exciting for nerds like me because suddenly we're not just retrieving things that already exist out there. We're finding patterns, we're finding insights, we're finding things that no one even knew using all this computational power that we have. So the fact that, heading down, if I have to go up to Midtown today, avoiding a certain street because there's congestion, that's a very simple example of what search has looked at all the data coming in from all the different cars and the street lights and the cameras and whatnot and said, there's something happening here on 38th, right? So you should route around that thing. That isn't indexed anywhere. That is a synthetic creation of search. So I think that's the second really exciting thing. The first one being, again, the kind of transparency of it. The second thing being this predictive power and this creation ability of it. And the last thing really I'm most excited about is the ability that we'll have to interact with it in new and different ways. And so in the same way that it's becoming more transparent, search will be able to again, be ambient around us, and it will be something where you're not even necessarily thinking about, I need to go search something. You just, as you're engaging with something, as you're pointing at something, as you're looking at something, depending on what you're wearing, as you're having a conversation with somebody, depending on what you allow search to do, it can be part of your everyday corpus. It's part of your life, and so it'll be something which is listening and looking and thinking for you and with you. To augment your daily life in ways that today it's very much a conscious act that you have to go do. So that's kind of the third area, is it'll be an augmentation to your life in ways that you haven't really explored today.